Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope that all of you are good and safe and sound at home. Students, yesterday we did the active passive of present indefinite tense. I told you that the difference between active voice and passive voice, right? So today we are to deal with the next one, tense. The active passive of next one, tense, that is present continuous tense. So the rules you need to follow while changing the active voice of present continuous tense into passive voice, right? So here are certain rules you need to follow. The first one rule is the same one that which I told you in the previous one lecture as well. This one is object becomes subject, right? You need to change the object with the subject. You need to write first object, right? And then the second one rule is use of third form of verb. Next comes the helping verb. We use is, am, are. As we are, we use in present continuous tense, we use is, am, are as a helping verb. So it will remain the same. Use of being in it. We use in the simple one, active voice, we use ing with the first form of verb, right? So here we are to use the third form of verb in passive voice of present continuous tense and ing with be, right? So you will use being in the sentences, a passive voice. Use of by, this one is the same one rule. And the last one rule is subject becomes object. You need to write subject on the place of object, right? So these are the rules you need to follow while changing the active voice of present continuous tense into passive voice. So the next one thing that is structure of sentences, right? So examples are here for you. First one is affirmative sentence. You need to follow this one structure. The simple one, the active voice, of present continuous tense. The structure is like this one. First we write subject, then comes helping verb is, am, are, right? Then comes first form with ing, and then after that we write object. This one is the active voice, right? The simple one, sentence or present continuous tense. Like this one, he is writing a letter. He is a subject here, is helping verb here, writing first form plus ing, and a letter is object here. But if we want to change this one into passive voice, we need to follow this one structure, right? First the object becomes subject. A letter was object here, we need to put it here, write it here. Then comes helping verb, this one is the same one, right? Then comes being, be and ing with it. Then comes third form of verb, then by, and after that we write subject, right? We shift the object with the subject and subject with the object. So here like this one, a letter is being written by him. A letter was object there, right? We made it subject. Is helping verb, being here, written is a third form of verb, by again, and after that at the end we change the subject with the object. We write here subject. And one more thing I forgot to tell you in the previous one lecture, that we change the subject pronouns into object pronouns. हम subject pronouns को object pronoun में change करते हैं जब हम उस subject को object की place पे लिखते हैं, right? While changing the active into passive voice. So this was the structure for affirmative sentences. Now moving on towards the next one, that is negative sentence. So you need to follow this one structure for passive voice. First one is the active voice. For you, he is not writing a letter. Now here he is a subject, then comes helping verb, then not, because it's negative sentence. Writing is here first form plus ing, and a letter is here object. But when we change it into a passive voice, we first write object right here. A letter was object here, we need to write it here first at the place of subject. Then comes is, am, are. Now here a letter is a helping verb. Not, because it's a negative sentence, you need to change negative into negative one. आपको negative को negative में ही convert करना है. Then comes being. Written is third form of verb, by, and after that him. Him, why is it so? Because there was subject pronoun. You need to change it into object pronoun. So हम he की जगह him लिखेंगे. So a letter is not being written by him. This is the passive voice of this one, active voice, right? So this was the structure of negative sentence, students. Moving on towards the next one, that is interrogative sentence. Structure for interrogative sentence. The question one sentences. This one is the active voice, the simple one sentence. Is he writing a letter? Question mark. Interrogative sentence, because it is, right? So first comes helping verb, then comes subject, then we write first form plus ing, then we write object, and at the end we put here a question mark because it's interrogative sentence, right? So to change this one, we need to first write object, we need to write first helping verb here. After that comes object. Helping verb, why is it so? Because it's, interrogative sentence, so you need to write first this one, helping verb. Then comes object here, then we write being, then comes third form of verb, after that comes by, and then comes him, right? That is subject here. So is a letter being written by him? Question mark. This is the passive voice of this one, active voice, right? So these were the structures for to change active voice into passive voice of present continuous tense, right? So this was all about today's lecture, students. Let me give you exercise for the practice. You can practice this one exercise at home. Let me read it for you. The active is Sarah is singing a song. Passive is a song is being sung by Sarah. Next one is active. Naila is not chopping vegetables. Passive is vegetables are not being chopped by Naila. Third one is Umar buying a table? Question mark. This one is interrogative sentence. Passive is a table being bought by Umar? Question mark. Active is the fourth one. They are serving poor people. Passive is poor people are being served by them. Last one is active is she is disturbing Danish. Passive is Danish is being disturbed by her. Now you can see her, them, these are actually the object pronouns. आपने सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन को जब सब्जेक्ट को रिप्लेस करना है ऑब्जेक्ट से, तो आपने उसको ऑब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन में कन्वर्ट करना है, राइट? जैसे दे है तो दे को हमने देम में कन्वर्ट करना है, शी को हमने हर में कन्वर्ट करना है, राइट? सो यू नीड टू कीप दीज थिंग्स इन योर माइंड while changing the active into passive voice. All right, this is your test for today. You need to complete this test and send it to me. Let me read it for you. Change the voice. It is of 5 marks. Number 1 is I am eating fruits. Number 2 is Sana is taking rest. Number 3 is we are not smelling the flowers. Number 4 is they are not doing their work. Alright, sorry, here is a mistake. THEIR, their work. Number 5 is are women washing the clothes? Question mark. This one is interrogative sentence. So you need to keep this thing in your mind that you have to change the negative into negative one, positive or affirmative into affirmative one, and interrogative sentences into interrogative, right? So you are to complete this test. Send it to me so that I can mark it. This was all about today's lecture, students. I hope that all of the points are clear. If there is still ambiguity, you may ask me, right? Thank you very much.